Hello everyone, it's Dale here, and in this video I'll show you how to trade when the markets are going nowhere and when the price is in a rotation. You know, last week many trading instruments were in a rotation, and for many people that means that they don't have many trades, and if they do catch a trade then it doesn't really go as planned, and for many people this is just frustrating. But it doesn't need to be like this, because when there's a rotation or a sideways price action, you can adjust your trading to the fact that there is a sideways price action, and you can use specific setups and strategies to trade in a rotation. And I think that learning this is very helpful because markets are very often in a rotation. Let me show you, because I would say maybe 70 or 80% of the time market is in a rotation. So if you look at this chart, this is Australian dollar, US dollar, a 30-minute chart, then this is one huge rotation last week, right? Before that, there was a trend. But again, there were many rotations here. This one, this one, this one. Also in here, so many rotations, right? Let me move the chart a bit. We have a rotation in here, a rotation in here, a rotation in here. So as you can see, market is full of those areas where the price was just rotating and going nowhere. And we as traders need to adapt to that and learn how to trade in conditions like those. Now, typically, the rotation occurs when there are no macro news which would create the volatility, or for example during summer months, or during holidays, or also during Christmas time, and sometimes just like that, because there's simply nothing to drive the market up or down. So rotations, as you can see, are pretty common. And let me now show you how you can go about trading when there's a rotation. Let me demonstrate this on that example from the previous week, because this was just one very long rotation, and I think this is a perfect example how to demonstrate this. So when there's a rotation like this one, you want to trade from the extremes of the rotation and target the center of the rotation. So that means you want to go short from places like these and longs from places like these, and you want to target the center of the rotation, right? That's the take profit. You don't trail your trades, you simply take the take profit at the center of the rotation, right? Because when there's a rotation, the price tends to go back to the center of the rotation. So no trailing, just quick in and out trades. Now, let me look into this in more detail. You want to look into those strong swing points, and you want to trade from those swing points. And ideally, you want to look with the volume profile here, or with some other indicator that will give you exact levels to trade from. In this case, I look for significant volume zones. So this is a significant volume zone within this rejection, and that heavy volume zone points me to this level and tells me to go short from there. Next, there's this one, this strong rejection, and if you look into it, then there is a significant volume zone. If you trade from it, then it points you to this level to go short from there. And as I was saying, when you go short from there, you want to target the center of the rotation, somewhere in here. With the previous example, this short from here, somewhere in here is the center of rotation, so this would be the take profit. Right, so you want to trade from those extremes because those in a rotation they represent resistance zones, and those represent supports, and you can trade from those. To give you a couple more examples of actual trades based on a volume profile, there was one quite recently here. This volume cluster formed within this rejection. If I draw the line here, then this was the reaction to it. Alright, so you can use the volume profile to look for those significant volume bumps and trade from those, like I showed you, or you can just trade without volume profile and trading from the highs of those significant swing points, like this, and if there was a pullback to this level, then short from here. For longs, you want to look for swing points like these and look for trades that would look like this one, right? Because this shows a support and the price is likely to react to that support, right? And keep in mind that we are in a rotation, so those kind of setups are ideal for a rotation. When the market is trending, then you use different setups, right? But in a rotation, you use those kind of setups. You look for those swing highs and you trade from those, because the price rarely goes past them, right? Because those represent extreme points of the rotation, right? So that's how we can trade in a rotation. As I was saying, don't trail your trades, just target the center of the rotation. And keep in mind that the longer the rotation, the bigger the probability that the rotation will end and strong trend will start. What very often happens is that when there's a rotation, it sort of tends to go tighter and tighter. You can call this flag formation, and then the price shoots either upwards or downwards in a strong trend. So look for signs like this, and the longer the rotation, the more you should anticipate a trend. And when the trend starts, you stop trading this way and start trading setups which are built for trends. Right now, the market has been in a rotation for many days, and if I look at the macro news calendar, I'm using the Forex Factory calendar, and I only look at red macro news, then this week there's quite a lot of macro news that could eventually put the price into movement. On the Canadian dollar, there's the inflation news. New Zealand dollar, there's also the inflation news. Tomorrow there's inflation affecting the British pound. Then there's unemployment rate on the Australian dollar, US dollar. Very strong news is also on the euro, which is the rate decision and the press conference. There are also a couple of news concerning the US dollar here. And as you can see, all those are pretty strong macro news that could affect the volatility of the price. And I think that this could create impulse for the markets to start moving again. So when there's a rotation, this is also a thing which you can do to sort of anticipate when the end of the rotation will end. Because you don't want to trade a rotation setup when the market is about to start a trend. Alright, so that's about that. If you guys found this interesting, then we cover such topics in detail every day in our live trading room. And if you would like to join us and trade with us every day, then I'll drop a link below this video, and if you click it, then it will take you to the Funded Trader Academy page. This is how it looks like. There's a video where I'll show you everything that's included, and here's a calendar, and in here you can book a one-on-one call where we will explain everything more in detail, so you can tell whether or not this is right for you. Alright, so that's about that. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you next time, and until then, happy trading!